Here is key point 1 expanded to 800 words without any heading, exactly as you asked. When Obama talks about not quitting now, one of the deepest truths he highlights is that every meaningful journey is built on persistence that outlasts both fear and exhaustion. He wants you to understand that the hardest moments you are facing right now are not signals for you to stop. They are signals that you are growing. Growth never feels comfortable, and it is rarely obvious while it is happening. You don't notice your mindset strengthening or your resilience increasing in real time. These changes occur quietly, through every difficult choice you make to keep going when giving up feels easier. Obama emphasizes that your progress is not measured by dramatic breakthroughs, but by your willingness to continue even when nothing seems to change. This idea matters because people often misinterpret silence and slow progress as failure. They think that if results do not show quickly, it means they are not capable or that their efforts are wasted. Obama challenges this belief by explaining that success builds beneath the surface long before it becomes visible. The roots of a tree grow long before the branches appear, and the same is true for your efforts. You are building foundations right now, even if the world cannot see them. Obama often reflects on the reality that every successful person has faced seasons of doubt. They have questioned their abilities, feared rejection, and wondered whether the obstacles in front of them were too big to overcome. What separates those who succeed from those who don't is not luck, but consistency. The people who reach their goals are the ones who keep showing up after the motivation fades, after the setbacks hit, and after the world tells them they are not enough. He wants you to recognize that your ability to persist is one of your greatest strengths, and it is something you can build over time. You do not need to feel strong to act strong. Sometimes courage looks like taking one more step even with trembling hands. Another powerful part of this message is that quitting creates regret, while persistence creates transformation. Obama wants you to avoid the kind of regret that comes from stopping too soon, from giving up right before things were about to align. He has seen countless stories where people were on the verge of breakthrough but stepped back because they were overwhelmed by temporary struggle. Your challenge is not forever. Your exhaustion is not forever. Your fear is not forever, but quitting becomes permanent. He urges you to consider what future you would want. Would the stronger, wiser version of yourself be proud that you pushed through, or disappointed that you surrendered too early? If you keep going, even slowly, you give your future self something powerful to stand on. Obama also stresses that adversity is not a punishment, it is preparation. Every tough moment teaches you something that comfort never could. When life challenges you, it is strengthening your character, sharpening your determination, and teaching you how to adapt. These lessons are essential for the success you want. If success came too easily, you would not be prepared to handle it. The setbacks you face today are shaping you into a person capable of sustaining the victories ahead. Instead of seeing obstacles as barriers, Obama urges you to view them as training. They are developing the discipline, resilience, and emotional strength you need not just to reach your goals, but to handle them with maturity once you arrive. One of the most inspiring parts of this message is the reminder that you're closer than you think. When people quit, it is rarely because they lack ability. More often, it is because they cannot see how near they are to a breakthrough. Progress often feels slowest right before change happens. The climb feels steepest right before the view appears. Obama wants you to trust the process even when you cannot predict the timeline. You may be just one effort, one day, or one decision away from the opportunity that changes everything. But if you quit now, you will never know what could have happened. He also reminds you that you don't have to take giant steps to move forward. Even small steps, tiny, quiet actions, count as progress. There will be days where your energy is low, where your confidence feels cracked, and where your heart feels heavy. On these days, moving even a little is enough, showing up is enough, trying is enough. The point is not perfection, it is persistence. Obama encourages you to redefine success as simply refusing to quit. If you continue, you cannot fail, because every step increases your growth and sharpens your strength. Finally, Obama's message carries a strong sense of hope. He believes deeply in the human capacity to rise, to rebuild, and to overcome. No matter how difficult your current situation feels, you have more strength within you than you realize. You have survived every hard day of your life so far, and you have the power to rise again today. He wants you to believe in that power, to carry it with you, and to refuse to quit when things get tough, because the life you want is possible, but only if you keep moving forward. And even if the world doubts you, you must not doubt yourself. Keep pushing, keep believing, and keep fighting for the future you deserve. When Obama speaks about the idea that your story is still being written, he urges you to recognize that no single moment of difficulty defines the entirety of your life. People often fall into the trap of believing that one failure, one setback, one disappointment, or one painful period says something permanent about who they are. But Obama argues that this belief is not only untrue, it is harmful. Your current situation is simply a chapter, not the whole book. And as long as you are alive, learning, and fighting, you have the power to change the narrative. He reminds you that even the most successful individuals have experienced seasons where everything felt uncertain or hopeless. Yet those moments did not determine their final outcome. Instead, they became turning points, moments that shaped their character, deepened their strength, and clarified their purpose. Obama wants you to understand that your struggles today may be setting the stage for your greatest growth tomorrow. A major part of this message is the idea that you are more capable than you think. People often underestimate their own strength because they judge themselves based on their emotions rather than their true potential. When you are tired, you feel weak. When you are sad, you feel incapable. When you are stressed, you feel stuck. But feelings are temporary reflections of the moment. They are not accurate measures of your abilities. Obama wants you to separate your temporary emotions from your long-term capability. You may not feel strong right now, but you have survived challenges before, and you will survive this one too. Every hardship has strengthened you in ways you may not even realize. There is power within you that only appears when you are pushed to your limits, and that power grows every time you choose not to quit. Obama also talks about the danger of believing that your life is supposed to look perfect or progress smoothly. Many people become discouraged because they compare their journey to others or to unrealistic expectations. They imagine that success should come quickly or that their path should be free of obstacles. But life does not work that way. Every person you admire has endured private battles, quiet suffering, and unseen failures. The difference is that they did not allow those moments to define them. They kept writing their story even when it was messy. Obama reminds you that experiencing difficulty is not a sign that you are failing. It is a sign that you are human, and being human means learning, evolving, and rising again after every fall. Your journey will not look perfect, but it will be meaningful if you keep moving. Another powerful aspect of this message is that you have the ability to rewrite your identity. Many people hold on to negative beliefs about themselves, beliefs created by past mistakes, harsh critics, or moments of weakness. They say, "I'm not good enough, I always fail, or I'll never change." Obama challenges these limiting beliefs by emphasizing that identity is not fixed. Who you were 2 years ago is not who you are today, and who you are today does not have to be who you become tomorrow. You grow with every choice, every experience, and every challenge you overcome. Your story is alive, constantly evolving, and shaped by your decisions. Every time you choose courage over fear, effort over avoidance, and hope over despair, you become a stronger version of yourself. He also highlights the importance of viewing your struggles through a wider lens. When you are in the middle of a difficult moment, it feels like everything is falling apart. But if you zoom out and look at your life as a whole, you begin to see how each challenge has prepared you for something greater. You begin to realize that past hardships taught you lessons that are valuable today. Obama urges you to trust that the current struggle you are facing has meaning, even if you cannot see it yet. Nothing you go through is wasted. Every pain shapes you, every obstacle teaches you, and every detour leads you to something you might not have discovered otherwise. One of the most empowering parts of this message is the reminder that your story can inspire others. You may not realize it, but people around you watch how you handle difficulty, how you rise after setbacks, and how you continue moving forward even when you feel broken. Your persistence encourages them, your courage gives them hope, your resilience shows them that it is possible to overcome their own challenges. Obama believes that your journey carries the power to transform not only your own life, but the lives of others who cross your path. Sometimes the strength you gain becomes the strength that lifts someone else. Finally, Obama's message insists that the pen of your life is still in your hands. You have the ability to choose again, start again, and rise again. No matter how dark or uncertain the present feels, it is not the final chapter. You are still growing, still learning, still becoming. Your story is not over, and your best chapters may still be ahead of you. What matters is that you refuse to quit, no matter how heavy the moment feels. The life you want is still possible. The future you imagine is still within reach. And as long as you keep writing your story with courage and determination, you will create a life that reflects your strength, your growth, and your hope. One of the most powerful ideas Obama emphasizes is the importance of taking responsibility for your own journey, even when life feels unfair or overwhelming. He believes that true empowerment begins the moment you stop waiting for someone else to fix your circumstances and instead choose to take control of your mindset, your actions, and your future. This does not mean blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong, nor does it mean pretending that challenges are easy. Rather, it means recognizing the power you still have, even in difficult moments. Obama reminds you that life will always present obstacles, some caused by circumstances, some caused by people, and some caused by your own past decisions. But your ability to rise above these obstacles depends on your willingness to take ownership of what happens next. When you take responsibility, you stop being a passive passenger in your life and become the driver of your own progress. A major part of this message is the understanding that excuses, although comforting in the moment, prevent long-term growth. Obama doesn't ignore the real struggles people face, but he believes strongly that excuses create a mental prison that keeps you stuck. When you believe you cannot succeed because of your past, your environment, or your fears, you give away your power. Obama encourages you to reclaim that power by acknowledging that although you cannot control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond. That response, your attitude, your effort, your resilience, is what shapes your future. He argues that greatness is not achieved by those who have perfect circumstances, but by those who choose to rise despite their circumstances. Once you stop using your limitations as a reason not to try, you open the door to possibilities you never thought you could access. Another key part of this idea is that taking responsibility requires honesty about your habits, your mindset, and your choices. Obama encourages you to look at your life without judging yourself, but with enough courage to acknowledge the areas where you can improve. Maybe you procrastinate, or maybe you avoid difficult conversations, or maybe you underestimate your own potential. These patterns do not make you weak, they make you human, but recognizing them gives you the chance to grow. Obama wants you to see that responsibility is not about guilt, it is about freedom. When you identify what you can change, you regain control. You begin to understand that improvement is within reach, and that small adjustments today can create massive transformation over time. Obama also emphasizes that responsibility does not mean doing everything alone. Taking responsibility includes being willing to ask for help, seek guidance, and learn from others. Many people mistake independence for strength, but Obama argues that true strength comes from humility. The humility to admit when you need support and the courage to reach out. He reminds you that every successful individual has had mentors, friends, supporters, or teachers who helped them grow. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of wisdom. It means you are committed to your growth enough to recognize when someone else's perspective could help you move forward. Another powerful dimension of this key point is Obama's belief that your mindset shapes your reality. If you carry a mindset of defeat, everything feels impossible. If you carry a mindset of growth, everything becomes an opportunity. He often speaks about the importance of shifting from "why is this happening to me?" to "what can I learn from this?" This shift transforms struggle into strength. It turns obstacles into lessons and failures into stepping stones. Obama wants you to understand that your mindset is the foundation upon which you build your life. When you choose a mindset of responsibility, you also choose a mindset of possibility. You begin to see potential where you once saw problems, and you start to believe in solutions rather than limitations. A major part of taking responsibility is committing to consistent daily effort. Obama emphasizes that change does not happen in one moment. It happens through repeated actions over time. You do not need to make massive changes overnight. You simply need to show up every day with intention, effort, and purpose. Responsibility means choosing to grow even on the days when you feel unmotivated. It means holding yourself accountable to the vision you have for your life, not the distractions that pull you away from it. Obama believes that people underestimate the power of small daily improvements, but these small steps compound into profound transformation. Consistency turns effort into results, and responsibility turns dreams into reality. Finally, Obama's message highlights that taking responsibility for your life is an act of self-respect. When you take responsibility, you are telling yourself that your dreams matter, your future matters, and your potential is worth fighting for. You stop allowing external factors to dictate your destiny. You become someone who stands up, moves forward, and refuses to let temporary challenges define your long-term future. Obama wants you to understand that you are capable of more than you know, but unlocking that capability requires your active participation. Responsibility is the first step toward empowerment, and empowerment is the path to a life you can be proud of. When you take responsibility, you claim ownership of your story, and that is how true transformation begins. One of the most meaningful ideas Obama conveys is the importance of surrounding yourself with people who elevate you rather than hold you back. He emphasizes that no matter how strong, motivated, or determined you are, your environment plays a massive role in shaping your mindset, your confidence, and ultimately your future. The people you spend time with influence the way you think, the risks you take, and the dreams you pursue. Obama often points out that negative or discouraging voices can drain your energy, weaken your motivation, and make you question your own potential. When you constantly hear doubt, criticism, or fear from those around you, it becomes harder to believe in yourself. That is why he encourages you to be intentional about the people you allow into your life, because the wrong company can slowly convince you to shrink your dreams, while the right company can inspire you to rise far beyond what you ever imagined. Obama stresses that uplifting people do more than cheer you on. They hold you accountable, challenge you to grow, and expect more from you than you expect from yourself. These people are not afraid to tell you the truth, even when it is uncomfortable, because they genuinely care about your progress. They see your strengths, even when you overlook them, and they push you to use those strengths to their fullest potential. He often talks about how growth requires honest reflection, and having the right people around you helps you see both your blind spots and your opportunities. Supportive individuals do not enable your excuses or support your self-doubt. They remind you of your capability and encourage you to rise above your limitations. Obama believes that iron sharpens iron, And when you surround yourself with strong, driven, and positive people, you naturally elevate your own standards. Another part of this idea is learning to distance yourself from people who drain your energy or sabotage your progress. Obama understands that this can be difficult, especially when those people are close friends, colleagues, or even family members. But he insists that your peace, growth, and future cannot be sacrificed for the comfort of staying in unhealthy environments. Negative people often disguise their discouragement as concern. They may say, "I'm just trying to protect you," or "I don't want you to get hurt," but in reality, they are projecting their own fears onto you. Obama encourages you to recognize the difference between constructive caution and limiting doubt. Constructive caution helps you think smarter. Limiting doubt prevents you from moving at all. The more you absorb other people's fears, the more your own dreams begin to shrink. That is why choosing the right environment is not selfish, it is necessary. Obama also emphasizes that you must be intentional not only about the people around you, but also about the conversations you engage in. When you participate in conversations about growth, ambition, and self-improvement, your mind naturally starts to expand. But when you participate in gossip, negativity, and arguments, your energy drains and your focus weakens. The environment you create through your words, thoughts, and interactions has a direct impact on your future. Obama wants you to choose conversations that build you, not break you. He believes that the more you speak about your goals, your ideas, and your vision, the stronger your belief in them becomes. Surrounding yourself with people who share similar values and aspirations fuels your determination and keeps you aligned with your purpose. A powerful aspect of this message is understanding that you also need to become the type of person who inspires others. Obama believes that your environment influences you, but you also influence your environment. When you strive for excellence, focus on growth, and carry a positive mindset, you naturally attract people who reflect those qualities. Becoming a source of encouragement and inspiration creates a cycle of mutual growth. When you lift others, you lift yourself. When you help others stay strong, you reinforce your own strength. Obama often speaks about the importance of community and how building uplifting relationships creates a network of support that benefits everyone involved. Being surrounded by growth-minded individuals does not only help you succeed, it creates an atmosphere where success becomes contagious. Another important part of this idea is realizing that you don't need a large number of people to support your journey. Obama emphasizes that even one person who believes in your potential can create a tremendous impact. Quality matters far more than quantity. A small circle of genuine, driven, and positive individuals is more valuable than a large group of people who bring chaos or negativity. You do not need widespread approval. You only need the right encouragement from a few who genuinely want to see you win. Obama wants you to remember that solitude is better than walking with the wrong crowd. Being alone while you work on yourself is not a weakness. It is preparation. It gives you the clarity and space you need to grow into the person you are meant to become. Finally, Obama highlights that the environment you choose today will influence the opportunities you receive tomorrow. When you build strong, uplifting relationships, you open doors to new ideas, new perspectives, and new possibilities. People who believe in you will speak your name in rooms you have never entered. They will support your dreams, share your vision, and help you navigate challenges. The right people help you rise, the wrong people pull you down. Obama's message is clear. Choose wisely because your environment is not just part of your journey. It is a major force shaping your destiny. Obama's final and perhaps most powerful message is the reminder that the change you want in your life begins with small, consistent actions taken every single day. He emphasizes that people often imagine transformation as something dramatic, a sudden burst of success, a life-changing opportunity, or a moment of revelation. But in reality, transformation happens slowly, quietly, and through habits that seem almost too small to matter. Obama wants you to understand that greatness is built on daily discipline, not occasional inspiration. You cannot wait for motivation to arrive before taking action. You must act even when you don't feel ready, even when you don't feel strong, and even when you don't feel motivated. Over time, these small choices accumulate and reshape your identity. They build confidence, momentum, and purpose. Every action becomes a statement of who you are becoming, and every day becomes a step toward the life you want. He stresses that people often underestimate the power of beginning. They think they need to have everything planned perfectly before they start, or they fear making mistakes, so they never move forward. But Obama believes that progress always begins with imperfect action. You learn by doing, not by waiting. The longer you postpone taking a step, the more your mind fills with doubt, fear, and excuses. He encourages you to take the first step now, no matter how small, messy, or uncertain it feels. The courage to begin is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Your future self will thank you for every small action you take today, because those are the actions that create the path to success. Another essential aspect of this message is understanding that consistency is more important than intensity. Many people work hard for a few days and then lose momentum because they cannot sustain that level of effort. Obama argues that it is better to take small steps consistently than to take big steps occasionally. Consistency builds discipline, and discipline builds results. Even on days when you feel drained or uninspired, showing up matters. Doing just a little bit moves you forward. Obama believes that discipline is a form of self-love. It is the commitment you make to your own future. When you honor that commitment daily, you gradually become the type of person capable of achieving extraordinary things. He also emphasizes that small actions are powerful because they reshape your beliefs about yourself. Every time you follow through with something you said you would do, you strengthen your trust in yourself. Every time you overcome resistance, you prove that you can rise above your excuses. These small wins accumulate into a deeper sense of self-confidence. Obama wants you to realize that confidence is not something you magically wake up with. It is something you build through consistent victories over your own doubts. The more you act, the more you believe in yourself. And the more you believe in yourself, the more courage you develop to pursue bigger goals. A big part of this message is about being patient with the process. Obama acknowledges that we live in a world that celebrates instant results, quick fame, and overnight success stories. But true success rarely happens fast. It happens gradually, through years of persistence, resilience, and steady effort. The reason many people quit is not because they lack ability, but because they lose patience. They expect immediate results and become discouraged when progress feels slow. Obama's message is that slow progress is still progress. Every day you choose to stay committed, you move closer to your dreams. Even on days when you cannot see the results, something is shifting beneath the surface. He encourages you to trust that meaningful change takes time and that persistence will always pay off in the long run. Another powerful aspect of this key point is learning to embrace discomfort. Obama believes that growth never happens inside your comfort zone. You must be willing to challenge yourself, try new things, face fears, and take risks. Discomfort is not a sign of danger, it is a sign of expansion. When you push yourself beyond what feels easy or familiar, you unlock abilities and strengths you did not know you had. He wants you to see discomfort as a partner in your journey, not an enemy. Every uncomfortable moment is shaping you into a stronger, wiser, more capable version of yourself. Obama also highlights the importance of focusing on the process rather than obsessing over the outcome. When you chase results, you become frustrated by setbacks. But when you commit to the process, you develop resilience. The process teaches discipline, humility, and patience, all qualities that last longer than any outcome. He encourages you to fall in love with the daily grind, the small improvements, and the quiet victories. When you appreciate the journey, you stay motivated even when success feels far away. Finally, Obama's message is filled with hope. He believes deeply that no matter where you start, you can create a better future through consistent effort. Your past does not limit you. Your mistakes do not define you. Your fears do not control you. What matters is what you choose to do today, and tomorrow, and the next day. The life you desire is not built in one moment, but through thousands of small decisions repeated over time. Each day is a new opportunity to get closer to your goals. Each action is a vote for the person you want to become. Obama wants you to understand that the power to transform your life is in your hands. Keep moving, keep trying, keep believing, because the small steps you take today will one day become the big success you have always dreamed of.